Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Joche and I'm your go-to girl for all things real. Today's Ask Joche is actually advice on how to make time for yourself after becoming a mom. I have a few friends that became moms recently and I've received this question a couple of times because I seem to do a little bit of everything, and they wanted me to share like how do you make time for yourself and your passion again after having kids. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, be sure to stick around to the end of this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. If you have friends that are expecting or just had a baby, please share this video with them because this advice might help them too. So the first thing that I want to say is that it is completely normal to feel off balance after having a baby. Not only does your body change, but your sleep pattern changes, your life literally changes. And the people that were there for you during pregnancy may not be there for you when you are actually there in the flesh with the baby. Also, with the current event of things, like the support system can be hard to have because you don't want to expose your child to others. So one resource that would have been really good before is babysitting, but you may not feel as comfortable with that. So it's like, how do I make time for me if all I'm doing is taking care of my baby? I'm fresh off of maternity leave. Like, what do I do? Honestly, you may have to take your self-care time in small dosages for a while. And that's just because that is very common with small children. It's hard to trust people with small children. Your children that can't talk, the children that can't tell you what's going on, it's completely normal not to trust them with anyone except for like your significant other and or maybe the grandparents. So like if they're not available, it can be hard to say I'm going to hire this stranger to watch my child, or I'm going to hire someone that I know to watch my child, because if something were to happen, you'd feel like, oh crap, I'm being a crappy mom, and you're not, you know. But I highly encourage you to do something that makes you happy if you have a way to make it flow. So something that I could recommend to you is to, if you're with your significant other, ask them to help out sometimes when they are free. Like if you're not working but they are, they need time too, because working and helping take care of a baby and support a family is a lot. But try to work it out with your significant other so that you have some time without him and the baby to do things that you like to do. Now, another thing that can help is to use some of the time when your child is asleep or preoccupied to do something that you love. Now, if you're artistic, you enjoy creating, you like art, or you like nature, then you can kind of kill two birds with one stone here. So like if your child is old enough to do arts and crafts, you can kind of set them up where you can still see them and let them do arts and crafts while you write in your journal or do something that stimulates you creatively. If you like to paint or draw, you can paint and draw while you let your child paint and draw. And that's kind of giving you that space where you can do a little bit of something, but then it also gives them that space as well so that they're not trying to color on your paper while you're trying to get something done. Now, when your child is asleep or napping, you could use 30 minutes to an hour to dedicate to something creative as well, because honestly, your space, your energy is so important when you're creating. Like if you are annoyed or frustrated, then you can't really create your best work because your energy is off. Even with me, like if I'm not in a good mood, I prefer not to film because it comes off on camera and it's obvious. Like especially if the topic is happy and I look really straight faced, even going live, I prefer not to come like straight out of an argument, straight out of yelling at Josiah and into a video, because y'all can see that. And the same thing is true for when it comes to creating anything else, whether it's like videos like me or music, drawing, artwork, painting. If you make waist beads, if you know, have a business that you're trying to run, it's better done when you're in a good mood and in a good space. So sometimes those times come when your child is sleeping. So I know that sleep is already something that's sacrificed when your baby is really young, like newborn up to 6 months. But in time, that's going to change. Your child is going to start sleeping. Instead of it being 3 hours at a time, it'll become 4 or 5 hours at a time. And then it'll become 6 to 8 hours at a time with time. So as that time happens, and you're getting used to the schedule and you have your baby on a schedule, you can start to decide like how much time you're willing to take to pour into your passion. I don't recommend giving up on everything cold turkey for longer than a year, because you will start to lose yourself. And I'm telling you from experience, I did not give up on YouTube. I've actually been doing YouTube since I was pregnant. I think I went back when I was like 34 weeks pregnant. That's when I started doing YouTube videos again. When I stopped, I was going through things with his dad and I wasn't with him. Y'all, that story is on YouTube, y'all. I'll try to link it below if I remember. But the point is, I didn't have a motivation to do this anymore because I was depressed in that moment. And I was going through a pregnancy. And, you know, as someone that puts your life out there, you imagine your life being happy and positive. And you're motivating people with your story and your journey. And then here you go, going through a dark time. And you don't even want to, like, create anymore because you feel like you're not living up to what you desired for yourself or what people sought you out to be. So I totally understand like losing yourself and not wanting to do, but this has been such a therapeutic thing for me. This has been such a thing that has allowed me to connect with so many people. Like, the subscribers are amazing, but it's not even just the subscribers, it's the views. And the reason why I say that is because with 6,000 subscribers, a little bit more than that, and over 1.2 million views, I have reached so many people. And I've had so many DMs, so many messages, so many people that knew me from school, strangers, reach out and tell me that my stuff has made an impact. And if I would have stopped just because I became a mom, then I wouldn't be still making that impact for people. And I think that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. Like, you have a gift. You have a purpose. And besides procreation, God has put something in you that you can offer to other people and offer to yourself. I think everyone's purpose is to do something that is for other people while also fulfilling yourself. So even though you are a mom, it's so important to still make time for you, because if you don't, you're going to end up feeling like you've sacrificed everything for your kids. And one day your kids are going to grow up and they're not going to need you as much. I'm not being mean. I'm just telling you the truth. Your kids are not going to need you as much. Your kids are going to become independent. They're going to have their own friends. They're going to have their own interests that don't revolve around you. Those first 2 to 4 years, they are a little bit more clingy. But once they start getting older, once they start having friends, once they start doing sports or whatever things that they like, they're less mommy focused and more like, mommy, this is what I'm interested in. Can you help me? They're not needing you for every little thing. So it's so important to stay in touch with what you love to do, even if you have kids. And when it comes to making time, if you're a single mom, use your village. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to tell people that you need help. And if you don't have the help that you need, then it's going to be difficult, but you can still make that time with how you schedule out and map out your day. And the same thing goes for people that are not single moms. If you're not a single mom and you have a boyfriend, a husband, then use your husband. Like, use your husband, period. Like, he's there. Ask him to help you. If y'all have parents that can help, ask them to help you. If you have relatives that can help, ask them to help you. It doesn't have to be every week. It doesn't have to be every other day or whatever. But just whatever works for them, make it work. Like, if you're able to have one grandparent babysit for one weekend and then you have another grandparent do another twice a month, then make it work. You know what I mean? If it's just every other month, make that work. But use your time wisely. Like, I know for me, a lot of my time was wasted, like, drinking and going out with friends, and I wasn't making the time that I felt could have really took my channel to the next level. The pandemic forced me to spend more time doing this because we couldn't go out and drink and party and stuff like that. I could go to the liquor store and get some wine, get some alcohol, and drink it here at home. But I noticed that my socialization was really heavily involved with going out for drinks, going to a hookah lounge, going to the bar. Often when we say that we don't have time, we are making time for something else. So if you're making time to watch your favorite TV show, watch Love and Hip Hop. If you're making time to, like, eat a bunch of junk food. If you're making time to gossip with your friends. I don't know what you're doing with your time, sis, but you do. So figure out what you're actually doing with the time. Now, at the beginning, like I said, you are going to just be consumed with diaper changing and getting a newborn baby on a routine. But after that normalizes, you start to get your time back, and you have to use it wisely. So I hope that this was a good pep talk. I hope that this helped you in some way. I hope that you're able to find yourself again and pursue those passions, even if you do have the kids. It's so important to do that for you. I feel like moms are definitely underrated because they take on so much. You know, moms sacrifice their careers for their kids. Often they are the ones who end up taking off time from work. 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that end up losing their job and or quitting their job to do more things with their kids, and in that they sometimes lose themselves. So I'm here to encourage you to try to pursue both and be selfish sometimes, because happy moms make happy kids. Angry moms, bitter moms, sad moms, depressed moms, that affects the kids, period. So you gotta do stuff for you. You have to. And your husband, your boyfriend, dads matter too. I'm not saying that dad doesn't matter, but this video is not about that. This video is about you as a mom, trying to find the time, trying to find the drive to do it again. And in that, I'm just going to end with saying, like, think about the bigger picture. Think about what your gift can do for you and what it can do for others. And if it's something that you can monetize, baby, you can set your life up for success. Why not pursue it? You know, motherhood is an amazing thing, and I would not change it for the world, but it is a life-changing thing. And if you're not necessarily ready to grasp it, I would say wait. You know, there's so much you can do, and you can still achieve so much. There's so many moms out here that are girl bosses too, but you just have to be good with your time. You have to be good with your energy, and not surround your time and your focus on things that don't matter. So hopefully this video was helpful for you. I know I rambled a little bit, but I want to say thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and then I'll see y'all in my next video, okay? Bye.